We are sitting here tonight in the heart of winter. That period from the third week of January through the third week of February. The days are getting a bit longer, but that only feels like cold comfort right now. Hi, I'm Bill Sisson, the editor of Angler's Journal, and if there's ever a good time to sit back with a copy of the magazine and count off the days until spring fishing, this is it. The winter issue is wrapped in one of my favorite covers, a coastal Alaska grizzly bear with a sockeye salmon in its jaws. The bear has got an eye on photographer Pat Ford and seems to be saying, "Don't you even think about taking this fish from me." Inside is a great story on fishing in bear country by Greg Thomas and a sidebar by photographer Ford. Having fished near Alaskan grizzlies on a number of occasions, I'll say it certainly adds a few drops of adrenaline to the wilderness experience, and is always a good reminder that in this neck of the woods, we are not the top dog. Keep your eyes open and follow best practices for avoiding bear encounters, and you should be fine. Sticking with the apex predator theme for a moment, dive beneath the waters of South Florida with us and visit the world of Goliath grouper. This large, controversial fish is at once despised, admired, and misunderstood depending on whom you talk to. Its proclivity for snatching hooked fish off anglers' lines doesn't win it a lot of friends in the angling community. The headline for our story is supersized. How big do Goliaths get? Well, in South Florida, you can find them up to about 500 pounds. Elsewhere in their natural range, they can top 800 pounds. Goliaths can live between 30 and 50 years and were almost wiped out in Florida by overfishing in the 1970s and 80s. Protected by a ban in 1990, some anglers still target them for a tug of war, often using an 80-pound outfit, 100-pound braid, and 20 feet of number 9 wire leader. Sometimes they just use rope and gloves and try handlining them to the surface. Other highlights from this issue include the photography of Richard Gibby Gibson, who has recently published a book of his offshore fish photography. I love the opening shot of the sport fish on a blustery day in foaming seas trying to hook up a fish. Look at how wide the captain's stance is. You know that old cliche about offshore fishing? It's hours of boredom punctuated by moments of excitement or chaos, maybe even panic. This photograph epitomizes that as well as any. The boat was backing down on a blue marlin. The fish turned 180 degrees. The wireman was yanked off his feet and across the flooded cabin. You can see the pack of Marlboros floating by his feet and a knife on his chest. That must have been some moment. This time of year, a hardy tribe of folk bore holes in the ice with augers and fish from shanties, displaying various degrees of ingenuity, functionality, and personality. Season on the ice is a memory of American winters. Nighttime snow, stacks of cordwood, and people in heavy coats staring at the holes. Kind of like a night like this. The photography of shanties and fish by Federico Pardo and of frozen auger holes by Eric Hoffner are part of an exhibit at the Brattleboro Museum and Arts Center in Vermont through early March. The winter issue also features stories on steelhead, light tackle barracuda on the flats, the loss of a special fishing partner, and a wonderful story on Vella Sorensen, who is known by many anglers fishing out of Newport, Oregon as the Fillet Queen. A powerful Native American woman in Grundens whose long dark hair is tied behind a star-spangled headband. Vella may clean up to 1,000 fish in a single day. She is fast, focused, and rarely misses a cut. People gather around her fillet table to hear her stories, to ask for cutting and cooking advice, and to toast their catch with Vella, a welcoming woman who owns a charter boat with her husband. I know I'd like Vella. I'm glad I got to meet her through the winter issue of Angler's Journal. Well, that's all for now. Time to put another log on the fire, perhaps. Stay well this winter. Spring is not all that far away. I'm Bill Sisson for Angler's Journal.